Sports, 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 sports. Welcome back to another episode of the brand new smash hit podcast, award-winning podcast, Discussing Nothing. A show where we discuss a multitude of topics, more often than not leading to...
Nothing.
Welcome back. I am joined today by two absolute divine gentlemen. I'm joined by the brainy
Ben.
and the knowledgeable
Kelvin.
Does begin with a K, just doesn't sound as good. Do you think, quickly, on alliteration, it's more important about the sound rather than the letter?
Yes.
I don't think it is alliteration if you don't have the sound.
Is it? Because, well, ChatGPT is wrong then, because I asked for some alliterative and it wrote knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable Kelvin.
Is that? Yeah, that's...
But I think...
Is it an
it's
oral
not,
thing?
That's what I'm asking.
Who knows?
Who knows? Well, we're delving into deep topics today. How are we, guys? Are you excited to bring a list to the table? Kelvin, you were not enthralled before this podcast started.
Yeah, I don't care much for the topic, but Liam really wanted to be on this one, so I took it away from him.
Ben, how passionate are you about today's topic? Without deeply
passionate.
Good. Hold.
Have you turned your mic off?
He has.
Yep.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Thanks for rejoining us. Ben has decided to turn his mic on. There was slight technical difficulty. Leave this switch on, Ben.
Cool.
Thank you. Are you excited about today's topic today, Ben?
Deeply.
Deep. Leave all that in. Well, you might have got the hint about the topic from, obviously, the title of the podcast, which will say the topic, but also from our clever chant at the start. Sports. That's what we're talking about today, folks. The top 5 hardest sports. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Now, I actually wanting you guys to help me. How were you judging this? Top 5 hardest sports. What were you judging it on? Were you judging on hardest to get to the top level of that sport, or hardest just to do the sport? What were you thinking?
Like the top level of the sport.
Yeah.
Comparing the top levels of the sport.
Yeah.
Basically, as opposed to how hard the sport is.
Okay.
How hard it is to perform at the top level of the sport.
Oh,
Okay.
good thing we're on the same page.
I think I was going for that too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, not for like any...
Let's just
jump
go right in. Ben, what is your number 5?
Now, this may not surprise anyone. Number 5, free solo climbing.
Interesting.
So climbing unaided by any rope. You're just on the rock, just your climbing shoes, maybe some chalk, an energy bar if you so wish, and it's just you climbing to the top of rock face.
Now, I've had this debate at the pub with many of my friends, and I think I've usually said free soloing, but I didn't put it on my list today because I think it's more the fear factor. It's just doing a climbing but with no safety equipment.
Which is difficult. And the fear factor is
Just
involved
climbing
in
it.
It's totally involved. Mate, get you at the top of like a rock face with
Look,
no
if I
rope.
was just on a climbing wall,
You'd be quicker in your wee boots.
climbing wall, I could still climb the climbing wall. It's just I just have to get over the fact, there's nothing there.
Easy. There you go. Yeah, there you have it, folks. Easy. Kelvin, what's yours?
That may appear in my list.
Oh, right, cool.
Number 5. My number fifth one is golf.
Golf is on my list. Why?
Mainly because I found most sports fairly easy to pick up as a fairly sporty child, like I was. I'm not really anymore, but golf I tried many times and just failed every time. So
Golf, there's so many
I can't do it
variables.
myself.
And the thing about golf is just like one small thing, it can go wrong very quickly. One thing going wrong can go wrong.
But if you miss the hole, do you die?
Well, look, I didn't say most dangerous sports, Ben. I said hardest. Anyone can climb a wall.
But
Can
then-
anyone win the Masters?
Aye.
No. Can anyone win the Grand
Aye,
Slam of
to
golf?
use your logic, I could just go do it.
I've triggered Ben early doors.
No, Ben's coming to this one with the debate attitude, whereas usually the list ones are kind of just a bit
Conversational.
more
Aye,
conversational.
fair. I'll mellow out.
Nah,
Good one, Kelvin.
Like your fifth isn't meant to beat my fifth
I did.
in direct
I
competition.
did set you off on the wrong foot by insulting your craft. I think I was just more annoyed I
Yeah.
didn't put free soloing in.
Yeah,
I'll
fair,
admit
fair,
it is
fair,
quite difficult.
fair. I'll refresh. I'll hit the reset.
Take a deep breath.
But golf is incredibly difficult. And it's also solo sport. Sorry, I know free soloing is also that. But it's also like you're out there, you're on your own, you can't make a mistake. And I know that's the same with free soloing. Again, like golf and free soloing are so similar.
Really similar.
Both have to have a specific uniform,
Yeah.
dress code.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
take an energy bar out on the golf course as well.
It's true. It's true.
Women aren't allowed to do
They
it.
won't let you on the rocks if you're not dressed right.
What did you say?
Nothing.
I don't want to go back to it. Yeah, we'll find out in the edit. Anyway, my number 5. We need to speed this up. I put this in last minute on a whim, and I don't think I've ever said it to anyone. It was water polo.
This was a common one that came up on Google.
I just
Yeah.
think the swimming part.
I don't
think
actually know
there's-
what water
there's
polo
a-
is.
I don't really know either. I think
Is it
they-
a ball or a puck?
It's like football, but you're like treading water and you throw it with your
That
hands.
sounds awful.
I just-
that sounds like something I'd never want to do.
As just someone who just finds treading water just quite difficult, the fact that like they're treading water at the same time as throwing a ball and going around like a little water court,
Yeah, I don't know how they make runs like
Yeah.
go long.
it would be exhausting. I don't
Yeah,
even know
really.
how many minutes a water polo match
It can't
is.
be very skilled.
Oh,
There's not much
sure.
skill involved.
I just
I
think
guess, like,
the fact
not
that you're having to
drowning.
focus on treading water and playing a sport at the same time. Like when I'm playing football, I'm not really focused on my running, like as I'm running, but I'm having to go.
Yeah, I think it'd be wildly frustrating playing water polo. Just trying to get from A to B it takes you so long.
Yeah, sounds pretty hard, doesn't it?
Sounds pretty
That's
difficult.
more on the
Yeah.
physical end than the
Nah, there must be
Skill
skill
end.
to it because you
No,
got to
you
shoot.
Just lob it. Throwing comes quite
Well, I
naturally
think what
to
we've
me.
established is all these sports we're talking about dead easy. Just do it.
Just do it.
it's
Yeah,
just-
no, these
yeah.
are the
You're still not
easiest.
over that one. Right, what's your number 4?
So my number 4 is Gloucestershire cheese rolling.
Oh man.
So there's a
Right,
hill.
well, we're not going to spend too long on this.
There's
Is
a-
this the one where you
there's-
chase the cheese
This
down
is
the
a
hill?
hill in Gloucester. It's pretty steep.
Yeah.
Now, that's where the hard factor comes in. It's a pretty steep hill.
Yep.
And they roll a big wheel of double Gloucestershire cheese, and you got to chase it. And that's it. It looks pretty difficult. That hill's pretty steep.
I don't think...
Pretty dangerous.
I've seen this.
Pretty wildly dangerous.
I think anyone can enter this. I don't think it's difficult. I think you just have to be stupid enough to run down a really steep hill.
Nah, but you got to win.
To
It's-
win.
You gotta, I could take part in any sport, and you can say it's not difficult. I took part.
But this is...
But to win.
anyone could take part in the elite
So,
level of this sport.
I read up in this. The winner in 2023, she didn't even know that she'd won until she regained consciousness because she won and she'd grabbed the
So you're
cheese.
definitely going for a danger aspect in most of your sports.
I think it's difficult to
Which-
win in a dangerous scenario.
So what, you
But
actually
my
have to
point is
pick it
that's
up.
the elite level of cheese rolling racing.
Yeah. It's also the only
Anyone can enter. I don't think there's much skill involved in running down the steep
I
hill.
don't think that's true.
And the fact that the winner didn't even know they'd won isn't saying much. Oh dear.
Do you,
Right.
have, do you have to like grab the cheese?
I think so. I actually didn't read that far down the wiki page.
I think someone who... No, we can move on. No more analysis needed.
What's your number?
My number 4 is association football.
What?
I don't know what that means.
What, like
It's football.
football? Oh, right, soccer. Could have just said football. Had to be pretentious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Football.
Football.
I think
You
at
just
the
kick a ball,
highest,
though.
I think at the highest level, football is
I think to get to the
Incredibly
highest
difficult.
level of football is more difficult than you think, because I've played with really good footballers who are in just the Highland League and whatnot,
Yeah.
and thought, my goodness, they're way better than me. How good must these absolute elite level footballers must be. But one thing I always go back to with football is the reason people are so good at it. It's just because the amount, pure volume of people that play it.
Yeah.
Is that why it's so? That's probably why it's the most difficult to get to the elite level
Also,
of it.
there's like the most competition. You mean?
You're talking about it as like a sort of logistic challenge to get there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it more like each of the sports is like an actual, like how hard is it to do the actual task of doing the sport?
I don't think football. I think
you think football's one of the top ones?
I think it is because it's got like there's very few sports with like the variety of intensity as football. Like you have to be able to stand and walk for long periods of time.
Tricky as we
know.
You
have to then sprint as fast as you can for 13 kilometers a game. That's how fast some midfield. That's how far some midfielders run. You have to be deft on the ball. You have to touch the ball and be subtle.
I feel like the way you're talking about this, none of this sounds difficult.
I don't think it's that difficult. But because I think also what has to be taken into account is how easy someone can pick up football. And I think for me, football was quite easy to pick up compared to golf.
Yeah.
But getting to the elite level, I'd probably say it's up there with getting that. Anyway, it's getting a bit too serious, this podcast. My number 4, again, not done too much research on this, ice hockey. I think ice hockey, you have to be good at, I'm going to say 2, almost 3 sports to be good at ice hockey. First of all, you have to be a good skater. One of the best skaters about.
Fair.
You have to be good at hockey. You also have to be good at punching folk.
Yeah,
and
true.
Fighting folk.
True.
I think it's triple faceted.
And you got to do it with all this armor on, trying to like hook someone when you got all this crap on. It's difficult.
I just think ice skating alone, if you've ever seen me ice skate, it's an embarrassing sight. Like,
I bet.
Let alone having to control a hockey puck.
Yeah,
and then also...
Nah, it's easy, mate.
Being a man. Anyway, I don't know enough about ice hockey to talk about it for long enough.
I'd love to...
Number 3.
Yeah, right. Number 3. You were saying there ice hockey is a combination of 3 really difficult. Chess boxing. Found out about this today. You're taking the elite level difficulty. Boxing is one of the most difficult sports. Agreed by all these crap lists online. But like, take that. And then the mental anguish of trying to beat your opponent on the chessboard.
You're going to have to explain what chess boxing is because I've
never...
Right,
my loose grasp on it is that you've got a chessboard, you're in the middle of a ring, you've got 2 chairs, a table, and a chessboard.
Yep.
You're playing your opponent, and then every 2 minutes or something, the chessboard just lifts out of there, and you got to absolutely deck your opponent. So once you've mentally decked him, you then got to physically deck him. And I think that sounds like I
think you've got to start
difficult
off as a smart enough person to play chess.
Yeah, exactly.
And then develop the boxing skill.
Yeah. What would you develop first?
It's like
you'd have to be good at chess because you can't really become good at chess.
You'd have to develop that skill first and then lose it over time after. But then if you're getting punched in the face first, it's going to be too hard to learn chess.
Yeah, true. Actually, as you go into your career, your chess gets worse.
Yeah. So you want to start off as a high level chess player.
Yeah.
Rather
So
than like someone who's
been.
been punched in the face many times, like trying to learn chess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Again, Ben, rogue. Don't really have much to
It's
say
a
about
legitimate sport. That's all we can say about it.
that. What's your number 3?
Number 3 is ice hockey.
Ice hockey, right. Did you have anything to say about that?
I've only ever skated like once, and it was really
difficult.
really difficult.
It's difficult.
But that's
Yeah, and the fighting aspect.
the fighting aspect on skates. I don't know how you. Just,
Wait.
you don't
So
just-
actually, we talk about, is the fighting like legal in the game?
Yeah, they're
of.
allowed to. Yeah,
They kind of just let them do it.
it's called like a what's it called?
A rough and tumble?
A throwdown.
Yeah,
You can do it in the video games.
Yeah.
If you play like NHL
Oh, no way.
games, there's like fighting mechanics.
Very
there's
good.
a
very good.
movie with the guy who played Stifler. Can't remember it.
Goon.
That's the one.
Different meaning
And
nowadays.
he's very good at fighting.
Very good.
My number 3, and I always fight really hard for this in this debate, is tennis.
It's just 10 things, mate.
Tennis, you have to be one of the fittest people on the planet, and you also have to be really good at tennis. It's 2 things again. There's so much to it. You're out there on your own again. Unlike that free soloing crap. And you're out there on your own for like 5 or 6 hours, and you're having to just like and you're only just getting one other person just going back and forth, and it's just relentless. And I just think it's just like, but the fact is, like, yeah, you could be 2 sets up, you're still nowhere near to winning.
You've got to have a really good set of like.
I think
joints.
mentally, yeah,
Like your elbows got strong
it's
elbows.
just constant
strong
shuttle
knees.
runs. It's constant shuttle runs.
Yeah, those ankles are at risk.
Yeah, and it's a massive mental game because there's so much about momentum in tennis as well,
Yeah.
and you got to be really fit.
Yeah.
Like Andy Murray pretty much had to get both of his hips replaced trying to beat Roger Federer, Rafa Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. That's how hard he had to work because he was.
So he's got no real hip left.
He's got metal hips. That's how hard. That's
Both
how hard
hips?
he had. Yeah, both hips are metal. That's how hard he had to work to just even get a few tournaments off those guys.
Fair dues, fair dues.
And that's my point about tennis. Do you disagree?
No, I actually agree more than you do because it's my number 2.
We'll come to your number 2. What's your talk more?
I don't know, just everything you said.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can always think about, cause my knees are quite bad.
I don't think there's a sport like it where you're just.
I just
like,
don't know how their knees hold up.
Yeah,
Like, especially when they're like in their late 30s, you're like, how are you like going back and forward like that?
Yeah. Did you know Roger Federer only won like 53% of the points in his career? It was something like that. Points in his career, he won 53% points.
Wow.
That's how fine tennis is.
Wow.
You have to be able to like shake off you can't let these like, because a point's so fractional in the game, but like it's those fine margins that win you the match. It's crazy. I love tennis. Anyway, what's your number 2?
So tell you what, I've just changed my mind. My number 2 was going to be gymnastics. Flipping about all that crap, wild. But actually, now that I think about it, in El Dorado, there's that mind game where they hit a ball with their hips. No. You don't know it? You don't see El Dorado?
I've not.
I actually can't remember because this is a legitimate sport and people do play it in Mexico to this day. I can't give you more information than that. But imagine trying to hit a ball with your hips.
Was it like tennis?
Yeah, or something. Football, but with hips.
So gymnastics
So
is
Andy
gone.
Murray couldn't do it.
Gymnastics is gone.
Gymnastics is gone. Mexican ball game.
Ben misunderstood the brief and just went, top 5 weirdest association
That's
sports.
tricky. You can't deny.
Right, my number 2 was gymnastics because I think gymnastics is really hard.
Yeah, fair. I mean,
You got flipping shit.
I'm
yeah.
on the gymnastics isn't hard train.
What?
Why? Why would you not think it's hard?
I don't know. You just get your body strong enough to do the flips, and then you just do the flips.
I feel like it just comes back to, just do it.
Yeah, just.
It's easy.
I think the
I don't think you'll ever get over me saying that.
the beam. What do you call it?
The beam one.
the horse thing.
The beam is the hard, like where your feet are like that.
I think it's
That's-
incredibly
I
difficult.
just
So
like-
when they're doing the flips on the
mat.
flat mat, I'm like,
I don't think that was.
Mate,
But what's the
Try
one where
to-
they're
try to-
from the bar? They go from the bar to the bar. That one.
that used to be better because they used to allow them to do more dangerous tricks. Now it's like it's gone woke.
The team gymnastics got woke.
Yeah. No. Yeah, nah. Gymnastics is.
But have you seen what that
easy.
Simone Biles can do? It's mental.
Flips and that. Yeah.
The beam stuff's mental.
The beam.
yeah, but
The
like,
horse,
you're
the
in the
pommel
air.
horse.
You've got to land perfectly.
The
You're
pommel horse is
spinning.
mental.
You've got crazy
Yeah.
momentum and speed.
I just feel like
You could do that.
you
If
get in the
if-
gym
do you think
enough.
you could do that with enough training?
But I think
anyone could.
But the precision, I feel like being strong and being good at gymnastics are two different
Yeah.
things. There's also strong
These
people
people have been
with
like
no skill
training
or
since about
coordination.
3 as well.
I think that's the case. Yeah. What's your number 1, guys? Hit me with it. Let's wrap this stuff up. I'm going to come back to you because I have a feeling your answer will be the most interesting, Ben. My number 1's golf. Quickly,
Take that, Kelvin.
I think we've talked about golf. Golf is incredibly hard in my opinion. I think the margins are so fine that and stuff
So
can
your
go
number
wrong.
one?
That's my number 1. Golf is the most difficult sport in the world.
Anyone could have seen that coming. Ross likes golf.
Anyway, we've talked enough about that. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is free solo climbing.
Ah!
We're
Yeah.
going full circle here.
Yeah.
Free solo climbing, the danger aspect, admittedly, does make it hard. But also, you're following instructions. Like you've planned it all out. It's not like you're improving it. improv free solo. Can we not
yes
do that?
and no. And there's I think some people free solo on something they've never climbed before, and other
That's
people
hard.
free solo on something they've practiced over and over
Yeah.
again.
The guy who did the Dawn Wall, what's his name?
Yeah, Alex Honnold.
Yeah.
So he practiced it. So he'd done that loads and loads of times.
Yeah,
but the
he's
consequence if he fell was death.
He's rehearsed it, mate.
Aye.
He's rehearsed it so many times that he
Still,
probably
mate,
couldn't
still
fall.
relatively difficult.
He's rehearsed it so many times he couldn't fall.
Yeah. No, I know.
I'll tell you what, his hands are mighty impressive. I've seen them. They're quite thick. His fingers are massive. They're so muscly.
I was just about to bring that up.
His hands are disgusting. Like, they're fascinating. They're like feet. Please put a picture of his hands here, editor. Here.
They're thick.
They are. Right, Ben. See us home.
So my number one is Sepak Takraw,
Aha, yes.
which is that famous Malaysian sport which combines, I think it's badminton, football, and something else. Basically, imagine badminton court.
Right.
Instead of a shuttlecock, you've got about a grapefruit-sized ball,
Okay.
and you can only kick it over. It's like the whole sport is like 90% bicycle kicks. It's absolutely wild. Like a prerequisite to doing this sport is just doing bicycle kicks.
Yeah.
Like you get one in football every now and then. Cool.
So it's like,
but this sport
it's
is
like volleyball,
is
but with your feet.
Yeah.
Kicking
Yeah.
volleyball.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that what it translates to?
I've no idea. Don't speak Malaysian.
You've come with some weird sports.
Oh,
And they've been
we can
all-
say pretty difficult.
All pretty difficult. Every sport, I think,
Except
at
for
the highest
gymnastics.
level is apart from gymnastics, which has gone woke.
Easy and woke.
That's easy. I don't want to go there.
I would like to invite someone who really wished he could be here today to the Rogues Gallery. Unfortunately, due to work conflicts, he couldn't quite make this podcast. The work conflict being Kelvin.
Yeah.
Liam, I hear you have got a few things to say about this, so what would you like to...
I have the definitive answer,
Go on,
the alpha and the omega of this question.
go on.
The hardest skill sport is golf. You have a small ball, a small hole, and a large distance with lots of variables.
Yes.
The hardest physical sport is boxing. You have to go 10 long rounds, getting punished, whilst also trying to be strategic and think, with little breaks in between. But the hardest overall sport is tennis.
Yeah.
It's so skilled, and games can literally go on for like days.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can be playing at 4 a.m. just
And it's
because
just
the
you
game
out there.
Yeah,
Mental stamina. Thanks, Liam. I think tennis. I actually regret not putting tennis number one because I think that's usually what I say at the pub. I'm just really on, as you know, Ross loves golf. I'm on a real golf hype right now, and I think we've all agreed free soloing is just a bit easy. It's just really rehearsed.
free soloing's so easy.
Emma, do you have any thoughts? Who's also in the Rogues Gallery? Jim.
I love sports so much, guys.
What's your favourite sports team, Emma?
Oh, you know me. I'm a big Liverpool fan.
You'll never walk alone.
Never.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for today's podcast. I think it's ran a bit long. Did you enjoy that, boys?
Aye.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Well done. Right. Cheers, guys. Bye.